Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into the incredible blueprints that guide every animal on Earth, from the smallest little insect to the biggest mammal you can think of. So, let's just jump right in with a question. Think about it. What could a furry, playful dog possibly have in common with a delicate, winged butterfly? I mean, they seem like they're from completely different planets, right? Well, the answer might actually surprise you. It turns out both of their lives are guided by a kind of hidden blueprint, a predictable, repeating pattern that we call a life cycle. And that fundamental blueprint is exactly what we're going to explore first. We're talking about the pattern of life, uncovering the templates that nature uses over and over again. So here's the key idea. Life isn't just random chaos. All animal life cycles follow a pattern that you can actually predict. And that's what lets us, understand and even compare the life journeys of these wildly different creatures. Okay, to make this super clear, let's start with an example we all know and love. The dog. Its life cycle seems pretty straightforward, doesn't it? It starts as a puppy, grows up, becomes an adult. It's a nice, clear, direct path. And we know it's a mammal's life cycle because it checks all the classic boxes. Mammals, they give birth to live young, they take care of their babies, and of course, they're covered in fur or hair. These are the telltale signs. And this shows us a really important idea called direct development. A puppy is pretty much just a mini version of an adult dog. It just needs to eat and grow to get bigger. Now hang on to that idea because things are about to get way, way weirder. All right, now let's look at a completely different way to grow up. This is what we call a radical transformation. And this is where nature pulls off one of its most incredible magic tricks. The sciencey term for this magic trick is metamorphosis. And it basically means a process where an animal's body doesn't just get bigger, its entire shape and form go through a massive, dramatic change. For our butterfly, this whole epic journey starts in the tiniest, most humble way possible, as a little egg, laid so carefully on a leaf. Now, when that egg hatches, what comes out is not a tiny butterfly. Not even close. It's something totally different, and it has its own special name, the larva. And here it is, the larva, what we all call a caterpillar. At this stage, it has one mission in life: eat, and eat, and eat some more. It's basically just an eating machine built for one purpose: growing as fast as possible. Pretty clever, right? This way, the babies and the adults aren't competing for the same food. So once the caterpillar is big enough, it enters the pupa stage. Now from the outside, it looks like nothing is happening. It's perfectly still. But inside that casing, whoa, one of the most amazing reconstructions in all of biology is going on. The caterpillar's body is literally being taken apart and rebuilt into something new. And then, the big reveal. A fully formed adult butterfly emerges. It looks absolutely nothing like the larva it used to be. It's got wings, totally different legs, different eyes. I mean, it is a completely new creature, built from the raw materials of the old one. Just amazing. So, we have two completely different ways of growing up. This just shows us that there are different paths to adulthood, and nature has more than one strategy to get to the same finish line. And when you see these two life cycles right next to each other, man, the difference is just staggering, isn't it? On one side, you've got that straight shot, the direct path of the dog. And on the other, the mind-bending transformation of the butterfly. Two journeys, same destination, adulthood. So let's just break it down real simple. Metamorphosis, that means a radical change in body form. The adult looks totally different from the baby version. Direct development, that's when the adult is just a bigger, scaled-up version of its younger self. Easy peasy. And hey, mammals aren't the only ones taking this direct route. Take a look at the life cycle of a chicken. A little chick hatches from an egg, sure, but it already has the basic body plan of an adult chicken. It really boils down to that simple observation. Birds look a lot like their parents when they hatch. They don't have to go through a crazy caterpillar or pupa stage. Just like the dog, they just get bigger. Okay, so we've seen these different strategies, but what do they all have in common? Well, they all lead to what we can call the unbroken circle, these universal rules that connect all life. And this is the big takeaway right here. It doesn't actually matter if an animal goes through a wild transformation or just gets bigger. Both paths are just different ways to get to the very same end result. So, what is that universal pattern? Well, believe it or not, every animal life cycle we've talked about can be boiled down to three fundamental stages. It all starts with birth, which is followed by a period of growth, and finally, reproduction. That's it.
And that simple three-step pattern, that's the engine of life itself. It's how every single species, from butterflies to dogs to you and me, makes sure it survives, passing life from one generation to the next in a perfect, unbroken chain.
It really makes you realize that these incredible, predictable patterns are absolutely everywhere, and not just in animals. The seasons, the phases of the moon, the water cycle. So it kind of leaves you with a question. What other profound cycles are out there hiding in plain sight, just waiting for us to notice?